Hey, Frankie.
What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to Bruce and Stephanie Comics. My name is Bruce, and today is Wednesday, May 18th of 2022. I'm about to sit down and jump into another comic book speculation recommendations video. Guys, we have so many books to go over today for Final Order Cutoff in New Comic Book Day Spec. It's just too much. I gotta dive right in. But guys, I gotta go over my weekly reminders real quick. As you guys know, this video is all about speculation. I am looking up into the future at Final Order Cutoff for this upcoming weekend and New Comic Book Day for next week. And I'm making some educated guesses on what I think might be popular on the secondary market. But what you guys need to do is go check out other comic book YouTubers you trust, other comic book websites that you trust, and other comic book apps that you trust. Gather the most information possible so that way you can make the best decisions possible for yourself. Because remember, you're spending your own hard-earned money on these books. Not my money, your money. And my last and final reminder for you guys is that there are delays with comic books. So I'm using the most up-to-date data as today, May 18th of 2022, but some books might be delayed. So you might not see some of the books I speak about in today's video on Final Order Cutoff for this upcoming weekend or New Comic Book Day of next week because their release date got pushed for one reason or another. Alright guys, like I said at the beginning of this video, there are so many books to go over for both Final Order Cutoff and New Comic Book Day speculation. So let's go ahead and dive into my cover lover picks for this upcoming Final Order Cutoff, which is May 22nd for your DC and Scout books and May 23rd for your Marvel and all the other indie publications. Alright guys, if you guys are new to the channel, my cover lover picks are picks that I think might do well on the secondary market based on the cover art alone. There are 4 books that we're going to talk about today, and the first one is Kanto, Tales of the Unnamed World #1, the B cover, which is the 1 in 10 incentive cover. Guys, I am not a huge Kanto fan. I actually do not like the series, but this cover is absolutely stunning. The pinks and the blues mixed together and the little bit of purple is so good, and I know all the Kanto fans are gonna love this cover because it is just so stunning. And the next cover that I think might do well on the secondary market is King Spawn #11, the A cover, done by Francisco Mattina. It is gorgeous. If you're a Spawn fan, you're gonna like this cover because this cover is stunning. I love the way Spawn looks, where he's standing on that cross and he's got his chains and his cloak in the background. It is amazing. Next up is Miles Morales and Moon Girl #1. This is a one-shot. There's actually going to be 3 stories told with Moon Girl with other characters, but this Peach Momoko variant cover for Miles Morales and Moon Girl is amazing. If you're a Moon Girl fan, you will like this cover because it is freaking awesome. And last but not least, this book has been delayed over and over again. I'm talking about Star Wars Crimson Reign #5 of 5, the Raza connecting variant cover. It is amazing. Raza is making a name for himself as one of the best cover artists in the game right now, and these Crimson Reign covers that he did are amazing. I would suggest picking a couple of these covers up because I think these books are going to do really well on the secondary market in the future. Alright guys, those were all my cover lover picks for this upcoming Final Order Cutoff. Let's go ahead and dive into all the books that have speculation coming up on this weekend's Final Order Cutoff, which again is May 22nd for your DC and Scout books and May 23rd for your Marvel and all the other indie publications. Alright guys, there are a lot of books on this upcoming Final Order Cutoff that has speculation, so let's not waste any time and dive right in. First book up is Aquaman in the Flash Void Song #1 of 3. This is a 3-issue limited series featuring remaining heroes, the Flash and Aquaman. I guess the rest of the heroes are gone, and they are up against an invasion from the stars. Next up is Batgirls #7. The solicitation says, serial killer, the Hill Ripper, is still on the loose. Why is that speculation? Are they saying maybe this is his first appearance of the Hill Ripper? I don't know. Next up is Black Adam #1. After being infected by a plague that erodes his immortality, Black Adam transfers his powers to a worthy successor. So in this issue, we're most likely going to see a new Black Adam. Next up is Catwoman #44. This is the first appearance of Red Claw in the mainstream DC universe. Previously appeared in the DC animated series Gotham Adventures #3. Next up is Duo #2 of 6. This is the possible first cameo or first full team appearance of the Immutables. Next up is Punisher War Journal Blitz #1. This is the first appearance of a new hate monger. Next up is Miles Morales in Moon Girl #1. This is the first of 3 one-shots featuring Moon Girl. The following 2 will feature the Avengers and the X-Men. Next up, Star Wars The Mandalorian #1. This has the first appearance of Din Djarin in story, the first appearance of Grogu official in story, possible cameo based on the solicitation stating the introduction of Din Djarin in the first meeting of the Mandalorian and the child. And this is also a 8-issue episode-by-episode adaptation of The Mandalorian's first season. Next up, Strange #4, such a good book. Reintroduction of Shadow Knight, the brother of Mark Spector. Next up is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #130. This book has been delayed week after week, but this is the first appearance of Sluggathy. Next up, Variants #1 of 5. This is a new book from Marvel. This is a 5-issue limited series featuring different variations of Jessica Jones as Jewel, Nitrous, and the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Next up, Venom Lethal Protector #3 of 5, the debut of a new costume and powers in the limited series that takes place in the early days of Venom. And the last and final book that has speculation is X-Men Red #4. The solicitation says Storm faces a galactic Illuminati. Alright guys, I'm going to take a minute and go back over this list and pick out what books I think you guys might want to consider for speculation.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, after reviewing that list one more time, there is really just one book that stood out to me, and that is Star Wars Mandalorian #1 with the first comics appearance of Grogu. With Grogu being such a popular character worldwide, I cannot see this book not doing well on the secondary market. Now, my one hesitation for this book is that this character's already appeared on the small screen. He's already well known around the world, but that could also help this book because he is so well known and big Grogu collectors are going to want to collect his first comics appearance. So that is my one, and that is my only speculation pick for Final Order Cutoff. Now, there were some other books that were tantalizing. That Black Adam #1, introducing a new Black Adam. Is that Black Adam going to look like The Rock? I don't know. Maybe take a look at that book when you're in your local LCS. And the other book that tickled my fancy was Punisher World Journal Blitz #1 with the first appearance of a new hate monger. But I think this book would be a long-term hold because who knows when we're going to see hate monger again on the big screen or small screen, or if he's ever going to be important in the future at all. But guys, the one book that I think you guys can count on is Star Wars Mandalorian #1 with the first appearance of Grogu, but also Din Djarin, but it's really all about Grogu. Alright guys, with Final Order Cutoff out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into my new comic book day cover lover picks for next week's new comic book day, which is May 25th of 2022, the last new comic book day in the month of May, which is absolutely crazy. But there's a lot of covers to go over, so let's go ahead and dive right in. And the first book up on our cover lover picks is Amazing Spider-Man #2, the Patrick Gleason webhead cover. I love these covers. This one features the Green Goblin, and there's two versions. There's the trade dress and the Virgin. I like them both, but I prefer the trade dress. I think the trade dress just makes the book look better, but I really enjoy the orange background. It makes it pop. I love it. I love the way his eyes look. This is just a gorgeous cover. You could pick this up on his website, but I'm pretty sure they are already sold out. But I will have links down to Patrick Gleason's store down in the description. And the next book up is Harley Quinn #15, the Natali Saunders variant. Now, I think this is absolutely gorgeous. This is another exclusive. I'll have links down in the description below where you can pick this book up. But there is a trade dress in the Virgin, and I just think the Virgin is the way to go. But guys, both are nice. Guys, what do you guys think of this cover? Do you like it? Let me know down in the comments. And the next book up is Ice Cream Man #30, the cover B by Jesus Aguado. That's what I want to say it's pronounced, but this cover is absolutely amazing. And if you guys follow Ice Cream Man on the secondary market, you know all these crazy covers do well after a few months have passed. So pick this book up, scroll it away, I guarantee you this book will do well. These next two covers are absolutely gorgeous. They're a trade and a Virgin for Hell Cobb #7, the C and D cover. The C is the trade dress, the D is the Virgin. This is by Drew and Brian Harberlin, and they're amazing. I love these covers. Yes, I love sexy covers, and this cover is so goddamn sexy. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the horns. Maybe it's the fact that she's supposed to be a demon devil. I don't know, but it is gorgeous. And we're gonna follow that up with Unnatural Blue Blood #1, the 1 in 10 incentive cover. I love this cover. This cover, again, is very sexy. I love it. Guys, do you like this cover? Is the fact that she's a pig a little bit weird? Not to me. I think this cover is amazing. Guys, let me know down in the comments below if you guys like this cover. Alright guys, we're gonna end this cover level list with some pure fire with Deathstroke Inc. #9, the Derek Chu variant cover featuring Ravager. This cover is pure fire. I love this cover. Guys, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this cover. I know I said let me know down in the comments below a few times during this cover lover section, but I just love so many of these covers. But this cover right here, I really do think this cover is going to do well on the secondary market because Derek Chu crushed this cover. She looks absolutely amazing. The background is amazing. Everything is great about this cover. All right, guys, those are all my cover lover picks for next week's upcoming new comic book day. Let's go ahead and dive into the 2 books that I think you guys might want to consider for speculation. All right, guys, there are 2 books coming out next week that I think you guys might want to consider. And the main reason why I think you guys should consider these books is because they have a lot of first appearances in both books. And having first appearances is always a good thing. And the first book that we're going to talk about is Thunderbolts #1. This is the first appearance of Gust and Glory, the first appearance of Ergo, the Unbreakable, and also a new team roster for the Thunderbolts featuring Hawkeye, Spectrum, American Chavez, Power Man, Persuasive, Gust and Glory, and Ergo, the Unbreakable. Now, you might think, Bruce, these first appearances might be terrible. Yes, you are correct. A lot of first appearances for Marvel in DC go nowhere, but also some first appearances blow up like crazy. Let's just take a minute and think. Gabby, Honey Badger, when she was introduced, everyone fell in love with her, and her first appearance does really well on the secondary market because she was written really well, and she's a really cool character. I have not read this book. I have no idea if Gust and Glory or Ergo the Unbreakable are cool characters, but once this book comes out, if this book is a really well written book and these characters are really cool, these characters could do well in the future. So I'm just saying, pick up a couple extra copies, put them in a long box, forget about them. And if these characters do well, guess what? You have a couple extra copies that you can flip for a couple extra bucks. All right, guys, and the last book that we're going to talk about is Legion of X #1. This has a bunch of first appearances. We're going to go over them in just a second, but the same principles for Thunderbolts apply to Legion of X. Who knows if these characters are going to be popular? We have to wait until this book comes out and gets in people's hands, and if everyone really rallies around these new characters, this book will do well on the secondary market in the future. But let's go ahead and go over the first appearances coming out in Legion of X #1. We have the first team appearance of Legion of X, which has Juggernaut, Nightcrawler, and Pixie. This also has the first appearance of Weaponless Zen, the first appearance of Orna Soretta, also the first appearance of Mother Righteous, and last but not least, the first appearance of an Akari god referred to as Sinjacker. And guys, these characters might not do anything. This might be a bad book to speculate on, but with this many first appearances in a book, I would think it's kind of silly not to pick up at least 1 or 2 extra copies of this book, squirrel them away, and see what happens in the future. So many first appearances that you have no idea is going to be popular pops up in the future. So what I'm suggesting is pick up a couple extra copies of Thunderbolts #1 and Legion of X #1, squirrel them away, and just see what happens. Maybe these books blow up, maybe these characters are popular, and you guys can make some extra money because you were thinking ahead and you picked yourself up some extra copies. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this comic book speculation recommendation. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing, hit that bell for notification, and smash that like button. Guys, do not forget to leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought of my speculation picks for both Final Order Cutoff and New Comic Book Day of next week. I love to talk to you guys, so guys, just please leave a comment down below. It might take me a few days to respond to you guys' comments, but I always do my best to respond to you guys because I love communicating with you guys, the comic book community. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. The next 10 seconds are all about my channel members. You guys can become a channel member for just $4.99 a month. You support Stephanie and I making this channel bigger and better, and you also get an entry into a mystery box that we give away at the end of the month to 1 lucky channel member. Alright guys, thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.